The neighborhood app and its marketing power. Okay, here's a neighborhood app. This one's Fawn Ridge Subdivision. We're going to just briefly run through it. This would be what the residents of the neighborhood could download on their smartphone or any other kind of mobile device they may have. But we're going to just assume smartphone because that's what most people will be using. And on here, they just get all this information about the neighborhood. Their stuff that involves the neighborhood, like the homeowners association and things to that knowledge. And by we sending out notifications letting them know that there's articles in there or there's a meeting for the homeowner association, or we can actually put video on here of the homeowner association meeting, stuff like that. So it's great. And what that does because people care about their residents, about their neighborhood, they'll be wanting to go in here and view what's going on in their neighborhood. And then for advertisers, it's a great place to advertise because people want to support their neighborhood, and when they see advertisers in their local neighborhood magazines and newspapers and etc., they like to do business with those people. And so it would be the same thing as somebody being in a neighborhood magazine for say, or a newsletter or something that comes out, like this neighborhood actually gets a newsletter. This is actually better because it's on here 24/7. It's better for the advertiser because people will see it continuously. It's not just a one-time shot. It comes out, people look at it, throw it in the trash, or it gets misplaced, and then they don't see it. And so this is a great way to advertise, and it's less expensive. Then there's just so many things you can do because you color pictures, there's videos, there's just one-touch calling. There's just so much they can do. And what we do, we kind of put like a mini version of an app. Then we can have about 25 categories. It changes per area. This one's in Florida, so if this was something that was up north, in Florida we have a lot of pool services and lawn care and stuff. And here up north, there may be more winterized stuff like snow removal and companies and stuff like that. But inside the neighborhood app here, people who advertise in here, businesses, are going to be businesses that come into the neighborhood, lawn service, pool service, maybe plumbers, some kind of contractor. There's so many different types that will come in here. Even pizza delivery will be advertising in here. And then also the mom and pop type of business, or the brick and mortar business, like restaurants, doctor's office, dental office, auto repair, and just to name a few. There's just so many more that can advertise in here. With those 25 characters or categories, we're going to put 3 to 5 in there. So there's a lot of advertisers that will be in here, but we're not going to flood it with too many. It's kind of like one of those first couple come, get served, and the rest we have to turn away and put them into another neighborhood app. Okay, now here's the biggest problem that with neighborhood apps would be for a business anyway, would be what if everybody doesn't have a smartphone or some way to download the app? Well, we kind of took care of that problem. We developed what we call the neighborhood app website. And for this neighborhood in particular, you can see here we have a website developed for it. And it's basically the same thing as the app. It's a website, so they're using it on their desktop or laptop, so it's pretty easy to use. And the same thing with the categories are all in here, but on the website now we break them down to businesses that come into the neighborhood and businesses that are outside the neighborhood, like your brick and mortar type of business, your restaurants and etc. So it's actually a pretty good setup. And then with that, we send, we want people to go in here. That's why we have the information on the neighborhood, and that's why we send out notifications and stuff on the stuff that's happening in the neighborhood, because we want people to go in here and look at the business owner. And then another reason that they'll want to do that is that we have created for the business owners a coupon system, and it looks just like this. There's the website version and also the app version, how it shows up on the app. And this is fantastic. Business owners they'll be putting their coupons in here, and we recommend once a month they doing that. And as they do that, people will go in here and they'll find their coupons, and then they'll start doing business with them. So it's really a great avenue for advertising for the business owner. The residents with their neighborhood app downloaded will receive a push notification. That's how they get these notifications about the homeowners and meetings, or new coupons are out, or whatever notification we send out, even crime and stuff like that, we can notify. So they'll get that through the push notification system, and they have a choice to either open or not open it. Most will open it, or they'll open it at a later time. So it's actually the message is saved in a message tab, so they can view it later. They have these phones with them 24/7. They don't have to look at it right now. They can look at it later and get that same message. And then for the residents who don't have any way for us to send them a push notification, well, they do have the website. So with the website, we do the same thing, but we do it through an email notification. And they get the same notification just through an email. So it works out perfect, especially for the business owner. Because what that does for the business owner, it allows them to reach all the residents within the neighborhood. Okay, now here we're going to look at the Fawn Ridge tab. and this kind of just going to show you what we offer for the homeowner association, which is free to them. So homeowner associations love this. They get a free app for the neighborhood. There's a lot of things that makes this a little bit powerful too. Like for somebody selling their home, this neighborhood has an app, so they can just send people right to the app, and then they can see all the stuff that this app does for the neighborhood. So it's actually a great selling tool for somebody selling a house. If there's a realtor, it's great for them because they can say, here, you can learn more about this neighborhood through this app. Information is ready for the residents viewing 24/7. So anytime they want to look at it, they can just go here. They receive those neighborhood magazines and stuff. There's only a certain amount of information in them. And then with that information, if they got it in a newsletter, they misplace that newsletter, they're kind of getting bad luck because they can't find it again. I know they can search it online and try to find it, but it's just so much easier and convenient right here. Because when they want to get in touch with somebody, it's just so simple. So let's kind of run through these tabs. The About tab, you can see that. It just tells a little about it, and it's got a little picture in there. Property Management tab, this was a great tab to have because people who need to get a hold of the property management company can do it right through here. It's one touch with the call. Same thing with the email. They can send an email. And there's more on these tabs that are below what you actually see on the first tab here. There's just so much more information on there. And what you're seeing here also, you're seeing more of an online view. We have an online previewer where we can preview the apps to show you easy. And it just looks so much different on the phone. It's so pretty on the phone. And this isn't bad looking, but the app looks so great when you see it on the phone. And there's just, like I said, there's more information. This page goes down even further, just like all the other pages. Okay, here's one with the board of directors. This is great. Now everybody knows who the board of directors are at all times, and they can contact them. And just like most board of directors, homeowner associations, most of them use an email type system. So it's just one touch. You touch it, and it pops up, and it's all set in your email to type them a message and send it to them. Here's another great one. This has a lot of phone numbers in here for code enforcement and stuff like that, animal control, just things that people would need. Here's parks and recreations. There's just like most neighborhoods that have these homeowner associations, they have a local county park in there. And then there's just so many more things on here, like lights, and there's street lights here. So if the lights go out, there's a number they can call and report the light that's out by their house, or if they see another light out, they can report it and it'll get fixed real quick that way. There's just so much on here on information. Once again, like most neighborhoods that have a homeowner association, there's a request for exterior modification. You add a pool, you want to change the color of your house, whatever you do out exterior, somebody wants you to get it okayed with them. So here it is. You can just tap on it. And what this does, it takes it to a website where you can download it as a PDF file. They can download it, fill it out, and then send it in and get it over to the homeowner association so they can, whatever they need to get done, they can have it done. They want to put a fence up, they fill the form out and send it in. Okay, another thing now, this is more towards the bottom of that tab, which you don't see on the list there. This is part of the Crime Watch. We have a couple of Crime Watch sites in here, which is fantastic. Now, this one happens to be in Hillsborough County. Hillsborough County has a fantastic website for crime. People can find out the crime that's going on in their neighborhood. When there's a crime going on, sometimes you don't know it, especially in these larger neighborhoods. You get in there may be something that happened 2 blocks away, and you don't know about it. But when you go on the crime report, as soon as that officer fills that form out and submits it, it's on the website. It's quick. This is fantastic. Here's another thing: if you're selling a home or you're buying a home in the neighborhood, here's another fantastic thing of the app where that buyer or seller can give that information out. So here it is. Here's our Crime Watch. You can see it right here. So this actually makes for, if I was a real estate agent, I'd jump all over this, making sure I let people know that these neighborhoods had, dealing with these certain neighborhoods. I'd advertise in here if I was a real estate agent, because here it is. This is a great selling tool, and they get to use that tool for free. All right, now we're going to get back to the neighborhood app here, and here it is again. We're going to talk more now about the advertiser, the business owners that put their ads in here. Right now, we're going to look at a pull service that's in here, and what it does, this makes a mini version of the app for them. of, if they have a regular app, this also we make a mini version of it in here. And so you can kind of see what that looks like. Here's one. This one's Madeline's pool service, and you can see it below that. We could put more pool services underneath that. Probably 2, maybe up to 5 underneath it. We don't want to. Depends on the neighborhood. Like this neighborhood has about just under 700 homes in it, or residents. We don't want to flood the market in here with too many pool services. I mean, it'd be great for us if we can get them all in here and make money that way. But it's not all about making money. It's also making it where it's going to be beneficial to the business owner to advertise in here. So we don't want to overflood the market. It's one of those first come, first serve type of deals. So we tap on Madeline's pool service, and this is what it comes up. And now you see these tabs. They have 5 tabs in here. That's for a lot of business out there. This is an app for them. This is a lot of these apps you see out there. This is about all they have on there. So this is great, just as a mini version. So you tap on Madeline's pool service, and here what it does. Now, like I said before, these tabs go down. There's more information below it as you scroll down. But as this first one's got one tap calling, it's got the email. You tap on the email and set up the email. It's got information about Madeline's in here. This is like a home page. Come down to the next page here. This is Madeline's pool service. Here's a Madeline's video. Now, video advertisement is great. A great way to get your message out. So here you can see Madeline there's a little video in here. YouTube video actually, and it's about 30 seconds, 36 seconds, something like that. And it's just a short video and advertises Madeline's pool service. All right, then we have this month's coupons. Now this is what it looks like on the app version of it. And as you scroll down, the coupons cover the screen perfect. It's the same size of the screen. So as you're scrolling down this website page here, because we send people to this web page site, there it is. And then people can download or share Madeline's IBA, her individual business app. So if she's got an individual business app, people can just download it right to their phone from right here, or they can share it socially. All right, and one thing I didn't mention on that, don't forget about the website. The website does the same thing. People, you can go to that website that don't have the app downloaded. Now here's, let's kind of look at as a salesperson, how this works for the salesperson. Here it is, a business owner, and then they get an IBA, an individual business app. And if they don't get an individual app, a neighborhood app is a good way for them to start getting the feel of an app in a neighborhood and use that to get started. So if you don't get someone to come aboard with an IBA, an individual business app, sell them on a neighborhood app. That's a great way to get them in. Now, this isn't going to be usable for all areas. Somebody might be downtown, a nightclub downtown Tampa or something. That just may not be feasible to have a neighborhood app unless they're trying to target certain neighborhoods to come downtown to visit their establishment. So if they have an IBA, that's great. If they don't, you can still use the individual neighborhood app for them. Get them started. So here it is. Once again, the neighborhood app. Let's kind of go through it again. We got the neighborhood app, and we got the website that goes with it for folks who cannot download, residents who cannot download the app. They can get all the same information right there through the website. And then we send them right to a coupon page. So that's great for the advertiser. They can use our coupon system in here to advertise. And actually, they can use this coupon system with all their other advertisement. They have a link to it, and they can use that in their other advertisements. So if they do a mailer, for instance, they can send people right to this coupon page. They don't even have to go out and make more coupons or anything. They're right here. So it's great for the business owner. So don't think this isn't a good tool for that neighborhood. It's really a powerful way for them to market. As time goes on, you might want to get them set up in another neighborhood. Let's take, for instance, they're in this Fond Ridge neighborhood, and they want to get into the next neighborhood down the street. In this case, there's one down the street called West Chase. And in West Chase, there's about 3,500 houses in there. Actually, West Chase has 29 sub-neighborhoods inside that big subdivision. It's all called West Chase, but there's 29 separate neighborhoods in there. And there's businesses and stuff like that in there also, and that's who you want to get the advertising. But say somebody lives down near this Fond Ridge one, and they want to start doing business in West Chase. Well, that's a great thing for them to do. To start advertising in this neighborhood app for West Chase. Now, because it does the same thing for them. So now they're in Fond Ridge, now they're in West Chase, and the average business out there could probably have anywhere from 2 to 6 neighborhoods that would be beneficial to them to use. They're probably within, say, a 5-mile radius of them. And that's a good target base to work on. And they will target those neighborhoods through the neighborhood app. If they want to get somebody in that neighborhood, the old way would be to send out mailers or flyers or just all different types of things, and put it in a magazine or whatever the case may be. But that gets pretty expensive. And then once it's done, it's over. And so if they want to do it again, it's a big expense to do it again. Now if they're in a neighborhood app, they're in there. every day. People can see it 24/7. And so it's great for them. It doesn't cost any more. Once they pay the normal setup fee, it's a low monthly fee to be in the app, to be in the neighborhood app. So, and the more they use it, and the more people see it, the cost is actually goes down. So if they're in here and it costs them, say, $60 a month to be in here, that's cheap. They couldn't send out flyers to everybody in the neighborhood or sell out mailers or anything. And the thing is, it's on their phone 24/7. So as people start downloading their individual business app from here, that's great. It's going to really pump up their their business. And the other thing is, they're on here 24/7. So a lot of apps out there, businesses that have an individual business app, their app's not going to get downloaded. Here's a couple of prime examples. Say somebody's a roofer, maybe a plumber. Most residents aren't going to download that app and have it on their phone all the time. But they will go into the neighborhood app just like they would open up a yellow page or go online and search for it. They'll just go into their app now because there's plumbers that will be listed in here. There's roofers that will be listed in here. So somebody needs a plumber, they need a roofer. They'll go right to the neighborhood app. They'll find them. They'll use them. They'll call them up. They'll use them. And so that makes it. Those are bigger jobs too. So that generally it's worth them advertising them because they do one deal and it's probably paid for the app for being in there and having the setup for one roof job. It pays for it probably the next 5 years just from one job. So it's really worth it. The other thing is, don't forget, each neighborhood app runs them right into the coupon system. So they're getting everybody in this next neighborhood, this subdivision, to start, going to their coupon system. That's going to bring them in. It's going to get the phone ringing, get them, to call them to come out to their home. Or people are going to go into these restaurants. They're going, or clothing outfits, or whatever the case may be, dental office, because the coupon system is going to help draw those in there. It's going to make people also go into their neighborhood apps. Okay, and then all you do is repeat this. Like I said, in a neighborhood business like this, say the brick and mortar company, they can probably use 4 to 6 of these neighborhoods. They can be easily in those and target those and get it into more of these neighborhoods. What are we doing also with these neighborhood apps? We're directing people right to the individual business app for that business. And what that does, that puts up business one-on-one. That's what every business wants. They want to have their own individual app. Eventually, if they don't start off that way, they do want to end up with one. Because now all the push notifications and the email type of notification that would go out to them, was just say push notification on the individual business app. Now, when that push notification goes out, they're one-on-one with that customer now. So it's a lot better, to have that IBA. So that's what we do. We direct everybody to download the IBA. But a lot of these businesses that don't get their IBA downloaded, they're in the neighborhood app, so there's another chance of them being targeted right through that neighborhood app.